What are you timing, little kitty?
Figuring out how quickly this plaster cast helps my broken bone heal.
Ah, then let's find out. How does plaster help heal fractured bones? Zoom in! You might think that a plaster cast heals a broken bone. Surprisingly, that's not the case. Plaster doesn't repair the bone itself. Instead, it provides the support and stability your body needs to heal the fracture naturally. In fact, the healing process begins the moment the bone breaks. Firstly, a blood clot forms around the fracture, helping stabilize the fracture site and causing swelling. Meanwhile, specialized white blood cells, including macrophages, remove damaged tissue and prepare the area for repair. Before applying a plaster cast, doctors examine the injury and use X-rays to assess the position of the fractured bone. If the broken pieces are out of alignment, the patient may first be given pain medication or sedation to improve comfort. The doctor then carefully moves the bone fragments back into their proper position in a procedure called a reduction. Once the bone is correctly aligned, the injured limb is wrapped in a protective layer and covered with wet plaster bandages. These bandages can be molded to fit the body shape and gradually harden into a rigid cast that holds the bone in place during healing. The cast acts as a protective shell that keeps the broken bone from moving. Without it, everyday activities such as walking, writing, or even sleeping could shift the bone fragments out of place. By holding the bone steady, the cast creates the stable conditions needed for healing. Within the next week or two, the reparative phase becomes the dominant stage of healing. Specialized cells called chondroblasts produce cartilage, forming a soft callus that bridges the gap between the broken ends of the bone. This soft callus acts like a temporary scaffold, but it is still relatively weak. Because the cast prevents excessive movement, the soft callus can develop without being disturbed. Several weeks later, another group of cells called osteoblasts begins replacing the soft callus with a hard callus made of new bone tissue. These cells deposit minerals such as calcium and phosphorus into the developing bone, making it stronger and more rigid. Throughout this stage, the cast continues to protect the healing bone from external forces that could interfere with recovery. Once the fracture has healed sufficiently, the cast is removed using a special vibrating cast saw that cuts through the plaster without harming the skin. The procedure may feel unusual, but is typically painless and takes only a few minutes. Even after the cast comes off, healing continues through the remodeling phase. Specialized cells called osteoclasts remove excess bone, while osteoblasts continue to reshape and strengthen the repaired area. Over the following months, the bone gradually regains much of its original shape, structure, and strength. For generations, plaster casts have been a reliable way to treat broken bones. Although newer materials such as fiberglass and waterproof casts are now available, the principle remains unchanged, providing protection and support so the body can repair the fracture naturally. Trivia time! Did you know the name Plaster of Paris comes from the massive deposit of gypsum found in Montmartre, Paris? Also, in 1851, a Dutch military surgeon named Antonius Mathiesen realized that soaking linen bandages in plaster powder and water created a rigid, fast-drying support system. It's sketching time! Today's sketch of the day goes to Arav Patel. Hope you learned something amazing today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. So, Kitty, your body is the real healer, while a plaster cast is a supporter.
In that case, put one on my head too.
Why?
My brain could use some extra support for math class.
Never mind.